In a Colombian speed skating race, Boris Peña thought he had it in the bag, lifting his arms to celebrate long before he crossed the finish line. Looking back in slow motion, it's clear the skater in white was able to catch up to him and edged him out across the finish line. You can see the look of instant regret on Boris's face as soon as he realizes he lost this 20,000-meter race. Motorcyclist Andre Verissimo celebrates prematurely as he is overtaken in the last stretch at Superbike Brazil. He tries to regain speed but is overtaken by the two racers behind him, leaving Andre in third. This guy decided to pop a couple of sick wheelies to celebrate coming in first. Or, well, to celebrate being in first until 30 feet before the finish line. The style points make up for it, right? In this Croatian Basketball League final, the team in white went ahead by 2 points with just 0.6 seconds left on the clock, as the coach comes onto the court to hug the players. However, he soon realizes that the opposing team just threw a Hail Mary half-court shot, and the players in white can't do anything but stop and stare.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Maybe this is why you shouldn't celebrate until after you actually win? If you're enjoying this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more.
Bruh.
Here we see another clear example of a softball player jumping straight over home plate. It almost looks like she was intentionally trying to miss it. In this case, the first run that she batted in counted, but her own score was invalidated. Let's look in slow-mo. Seriously? It's like she tried to jump right over it. This cyclist decided to celebrate winning the race with a face full of gravel, and was even generous enough to share with his fellow racers. In the Run Barbados 10K, for whatever weird reason, these two Canadian Olympians decided to hold hands as they crossed the finish line, but were thankfully robbed of the win by Tonya Nero of Trinidad. At least, they looked good while crossing the line. In this shootout, the goalie made an epic save and thought he was a total legend. Well, until the ball decided it still wanted to go into the goal. In the 2019 Giro Rosa, an elite women's bike race, this would-be winner decides to do a fist pump right before the finish line on an uphill ending. Terrible idea. If you look closely, you can actually pinpoint the exact moment her soul leaves her body. This absolute legend on a Chinese wipeout type of show decides to do a random backflip for no reason at all. Absolute legend. In this track cycling race, this man spreads his wings and tries to take flight, but forgets about wind resistance. Tragic. In this Packers-Eagles game, cornerback Avante Maddox taunts wide receiver Allen Lazard, but gets trolled right back when Lazard points out that Maddox just got flagged for pass interference. In this Formula 3000 race, driver Bjorn Verdheim forgets about the unusual layout of the Monaco racetrack, in which team pits are before the finish line, and slows down to celebrate with his team, costing him the race. This volleyball player makes an absolutely epic save, kicking the ball back onto her side. Apparently, this move is actually legal in this situation. In this Utah-Oregon game, this looks to be a nice 79-yard touchdown for Utah. But the fans, the camera crew, and even the announcers are all mistaken. Just listen to this as Oregon runs it back for a 99-yard touchdown.
What's going on the field here?
Seems like the Utah wide receiver wanted to make the game a bit more competitive. I don't know why else you'd just drop the ball 1 yard before scoring. In this skateboarding competition, Letitia Buffoni decides to celebrate as if she's already won. All of that even though second place Iori Nishimura still has one trick left and only needs an 8.5 to pull ahead. Well, I'm sure you can guess what happens next. Starting to sweat a bit? The two competitors hug it out, Letitia thinking she just crushed Aori, until Aori gets the exact score of 8.5 she needed to win. And in a heartwarming display of true sportsmanship, Letitia graciously accepts her defeat.